I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigars, spirits, and stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
Hey, I'm Matt Fox.
I'm August Gitschlag.
And we are at the Whiskey Classic.
We have arrived.
But there's a whole lot. To call it the Whiskey Classic is a little bit of a misnomer because there's a whole lot more than whiskey going on tonight.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot of action in
There's
this
a
room.
band. There's gambling. There's cigars. And then there's tequila.
In about 20 minutes, a whole lot of people.
Yeah, that's right. So, but Auday is here from Benchmark and Padre.
Yeah. You just heard that cracking sound over the microphone?
I did.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Fresh crack.
It is. I love the fresh crack. So just, get in real close to it. And that'll pick you up as you want to talk. But so you do have some brown spirits, and some of the tequilas are browned from being in a barrel, and we're going to find out about that. So what brown spirits were you have over at the? You got a lot, but what's the main one that you got with you tonight?
Yeah, tonight we have a couple of brown spirits we're really proud of. We have the Nulu line from Louisville, Barrel and Stellum, also part of our line. Bower Hill, a little newer brand as well.
All right.
Old Hickory.
Okay. I'm really interested in the Old Hickory. And there's a 1776 as well?
Yes, 1776. Old Pepper now.
The Americana thing. It's, so we'll have to get into those another time. But tonight we wanted to talk tequila.
Yeah.
And let's start with the logo. You gave us these these stickers.
Yeah. This is your mascot. You would say his name is Ramon.
Ramon is very special. He's actually on every bottle.
Okay.
Every bottle on the back, and he's actually engraved on every bottle on the bottom of the bottle.
That is fantastic.
And so every one of these bottles made in Mexico, hand-blown glass, 200 hands touch every one of them, very artisanal. And, a lot of people that are big bourbon drinkers walk into this place, and they're like, how are you the only tequila in this place?
Yeah.
Well, we age our tequila in bourbon barrels.
All right.
And so,
that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I think you qualify.
100%.
Yes.
And then, we're trying to change the thought process people have on tequila. We're sipping tequila.
Okay.
We have even a gift set on our Añejo where it comes with Glencairn type glasses. So it's all about sipping, just like you sip a bourbon. Anytime somebody tries to take a shot of our tequila, I'm like, stop. You got to sip it.
Wait, hold on.
So it's not wearing a little red hat.
No.
It's not. If it doesn't have the little red hat on, you don't have to slam it.
Yeah.
You're probably going to want to sip it. And we found that the tequila, like a tasting glass, is almost like a champagne flute, like
Absolutely.
a proper.
Absolutely.
Is it a champagne flute or is it similar to it?
It is a champagne flute. So if you go to Mexico and deep in the heart of Guadalajara, and you actually have nice tequilas, they come in champagne flutes. And normally when you have your appetizer, you're drinking your Blanco, you have your main meal, Reposado, your dessert is your Añejo. If you really want to spend, your extra Añejo as an extra dessert. So Mexicans in general, their palate, they never go past a Reposado. Very few Mexicans will go to like an Añejo or extra Añejo. They consider that too much sweet, too much of the barrel. Our American palates, we go to Añejo and extra Añejo.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yes.
I could not find Añejo in Mexico when I was down there. They pushed that smoky mezcal stuff on me the whole time.
And we have a little mezcal here too.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
So-
Shaman.
The silvers are generally not aged in barrels.
Correct.
And then the Reposado they laid in barrels for a while. And then what's the difference between the Reposado and the Añejo?
So I'll start from the beginning, like you said. Silver, the Mexican definition from the CRT is 0 to 3 months in a barrel. So you can actually age it up to 3 months in a barrel. So they'll call it silver. 3 months to 12 months is Reposado. 12 months to 36 months is an Añejo.
Okay.
Anything over 36 months is extra Añejo.
Okay.
For us, we age our Reposado 8 months in bourbon barrels. Our Añejo 18 months in a bourbon barrel. We do have an extra Añejo not with us today, aged 39 months in a bourbon barrel.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not just the age time. Tequila, people look at the age in the barrel because we think from a American bourbon.
Right, think
whiskey.
of the bourbon. That's the whole. Let's put that on our lexicon.
Correct.
That's why it's there.
But the second part the first part, that's the second part for Mexicans. The first part is how old do you actually grow the agave?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So catching up on the crop. Yeah.
Exactly. So our agave, we grow 8 to 10 years.
Whoa.
The agave plant actually blooms once in its lifetime. Once it blooms, it gets bitter. That's when you start, making mezcals out of it, because mezcal actually is agave as well.
Right.
And so a lot of the big companies, they'll age their agave 4 to 5 years. They'll mass produce it. They'll use what they call autoclaves, diffusers, to get more juice out of it. We slow cook our stuff, slow and low. 30 pounds of agave goes into every bottle.
Whoa.
We double distill it like every tequila, but the difference is we only use the heart of the distilling process, no heads and no tails.
Okay.
So we're going to get less juice out of every production, but when you taste it, you'll see why.
All right.
You guys ready to taste?
Let's
All right.
let's
go.
go.
You want to go silver first, or you want to go reposado now? Whatever you like.
Yeah.
So, the silver is gonna.
Silver's the base.
Yeah,
and the
so
rest
let's
of it
start
is
out
the
there.
barrel.
Yeah,
Let's start out with just
I got 3 in me. You
Just-
guys got, you got room for 3?
I got
my-
4
Tiny.
and 5.
I got 4 and 5.
So,
We got our
gentlemen, the rule for tonight is water, tequila, whiskey, water, tequila, whiskey,
there's got to be some water.
Write that down somewhere. So.
Oh, water's water.
That works.
All right.
So we also have a Padrecito we just came out with one of the owners on that is David Rios, 2013 Diageo World Bartender of the Year.
Ah.
And we created that actually to go after like the Patrons of the world from a price point. So the Padrecito will run like $45. It's organic agave. Only grow at 6 years. Our silver is 8 to 10 years. And so this will run anywhere from $80 to $90. A Reposado will run $100 to $110. The Añejo is going to run about $130 to $140.
Wow. Okay.
So that's why we say it's sipping tequila. It's definitely not shooting tequila.
definitely-
Yeah,
sipping.
it's
Not at that price.
and it's not wearing a red hat.
No.
It's
Yeah,
got
no,
the
it's
cool
not
skull
wearing
on it.
It's not El Toro. and I got to tell the story because the founder of this brand is from Austria. And you think, how's an Austrian guy get into tequila?
Yeah.
Well, he met his wife, who's from Mexico, in Germany. She was actually at a Jägermeister party. They fell in love. His dad is a schnapps maker. He went to Mexico in 2001, and he was like, I don't drink tequila. The whole family was there drinking tequila. The young, the old, everything around the table. And they forced him to drink tequila. He's like, wow, I never had tequila like this. So for 10 years, he was working out deals where he would somehow try to get Clase Azul exported to Germany. His father-in-law said, why do that? Create your own brand. He created Clase Azul. So he created it for Europe. And that's why we're such a big European brand. We're in 43 countries.
Okay, wow.
USA is we're the deep end of the pool. So we've only been in the U.S. for 2.5 years with Benchmark, a year and a half before us. But everywhere we go, we let the juice speak for itself.
Well, cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
To the first one of the night, the first tequila at the Whiskey Classic.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
I cheated while you were talking. I had sipped.
Yeah.
It's almost creamy.
Yeah.
There's
It
almost it's
Sweet. There's a sweetness.
overused word smooth, but it's not. There's not a big bite. There's not the.
It tastes a lot better than the silver tequila in the square bottle someone gave me last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's got a sweetness to it on the
yeah,
onset.
you slow cook it slow and low, like you're cooking your barbecue, or you're cooking your berries, or
Yeah.
whatever it may be for dessert. And so the other thing about it is we have one of 3 female master distillers in all Mexico, which is more male-dominated. She has a special palate. She does a great job. And you'll see when you chase the Reposado and the Añejo what you're in store for. I got to talk about the skull a little bit too.
Yes,
because,
Yeah.
Because every one of the bottles has this skull topper.
correct. You got to feel how heavy it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the skull in the Mexican culture for us is all about Dia de los Muertos, which is November 2nd. It's a Catholic holiday, or All Souls Day, and it means eternal friendship. So everybody in Mexico comes around the table, the young and old and everybody, and they drink tequila together. They sip it together. So when you hold the skull in your hand, that means now we're eternally friends.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So we got to share the skull with
Andre,
August as well.
I like that, man. That's
And then, the other part of it's actually wearing a mask.
yeah.
So in Mexico, the luchadores, the wrestlers,
Yes.
are very big. So you can see this is
It's like a masked up.
it is a mask.
It's
It's
laced
masked
up.
up.
Laced
It's
up.
laced up.
Exactly.
That's it would make a hell of a gear shifter too.
You know what? We have a lady who races in the Michigan Speedway, or it's Michigan. What's the word for it? The races.
Yeah,
And
the
she actually uses it for her gear shift. And we have some bars using that too.
So that's
So we're pouring the
Reposado. And so one thing too about our tequila is on the bottom you'll see Ramon etched on every etched on the glass.
I love that etching. Ramon.
Oh yeah.
Is it Ramon or Ramon?
Ramon.
There it is.
Ramon. So go ahead, give that a shot while she's talking.
The tequila here.
All right. This is the
Reposado, 8 months old in the barrel, 8 to 10 years in the ground.
Oh man.
Wow.
This isn't like the tequila that you grew up drinking, man.
And I'm glad you guys, your faces are on camera because I don't see tequila faces anywhere.
No. This ain't no Malort face stuff, you know.
No.
This is not McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
The other cool,
hands off McGillicuddy. It's nice stuff.
Yeah. The other cool thing about us is we actually have lot numbers. So our lot numbers are vintage. So you could actually taste the Añejo this year and last year, different lot numbers. They'll taste a little different because of the crop.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we don't mass produce it like Casamigos, Patron. They might be adding stuff, but you take a bottle of Patron today, tomorrow, next year, 2 years, tastes the same. For us, we can't
blend
say
it.
that.
They want it to be the same. Yeah.
They want it to be the same.
They want to be the Bud Light of tequila.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Which
so
there's a certain talent to that, though.
There is.
I mean, there's a certain talent to having every Bud Light taste like a Bud Light, no matter where you get in the world.
Right. But there's also things you could add to it.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
That's why I drink craft beer, not Bud Light.
Now we're going to give you the Añejo that's 18 months in the barrel.
So I traveled to Honduras. I traveled to Honduras a few months back. I was at San Pedro Sula. Right. If I'm there, can I find this there?
Not in Honduras. So mostly Europe, Africa, Japan, China.
Okay.
They actually asked me to open up South America, and I'm like, the U.S. is the deep end of the pool when it comes to tequila. 80% of tequila from Mexico comes to the U.S. But it's more of a European thing. But if you go to any duty-free place when you travel to Europe, you'll see this there.
Fantastic.
Okay. Just checking the aromas, and again another step up on the aroma.
This is the Añejo. And how long was it cooked for?
It's cooked, so we actually don't even add yeast to it. We actually keep the vats open, and the natural spores, because down there's agave everywhere, it comes in. Wow. So we cook it anywhere from 24 to 72 hours, depending on what time of the year. During the summer, it's going to heat it because we're cooking in stone ovens. We're not adding anything to it. So hot time of the year, it's going to cook faster. Winter time, it's going to cook slower. Mm-hmm. And that's what Erica, our master distiller, is so great at. She just knows the timing and knows the process.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
This is 18 months.
18 months. 8 to 10 months on the ground, and then 18 months on the barrel.
Yeah, if I ever see anybody shooting this in a shot glass and flipping the glass over at the bar, I'm going to smack them.
You should.
This belongs in a bourbon style glass. Just sip on.
So I'll tell you, a good friend of mine is our distributor in Kentucky, and when I showed it to him, he's like, it's high end tequila. I'm gonna have a hard time selling this in Kentucky. I'm like, no, man. I said, bourbon is all about Kentucky. Anybody who loves bourbon is gonna love our tequila. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so he's been surprised how well it's been selling in Kentucky.
Where do you get your bourbon barrels from?
So
same source, or do you
no
wherever you can?
We have three or four distilleries we try to buy from. The bigger brands that all have a bourbon and tequila in their portfolio, they're able to use that same source.
Right, sure.
We don't have that, so we try to get 3 or 4 and keep it constant. But the big thing is on tequila, they're used. Yeah. So it's how many times have you used it? Mm-hmm. That's the big thing that Erica really looks for, not overusing it too much. Sometimes, believe it or not, our Reposado might be a little darker than our Añejo.
You got a fresh barrel.
I thought when you poured the Añejo, I'm like, this might be lighter than that.
Yeah. You could see by that process, we're not adding caramel to it. Yeah. We're not adding the colors. I mean, it's the real deal.
Yeah. No, and it's but it is notably smoother. There was no tequila face on either.
No.
I had no desire for salt or a lemon at all.
No.
Any of this process. No desire.
All three of them, there was a sweetness. Like I said at the very beginning,
that's the real agave sweetness.
It just struck me so well.
Yeah.
All three of them. It's just it's tequila, but you don't have that. Give me a lemon feel, right?
No, for sure.
Wow, they were very, very tasty.
We're going to squeeze this in just before it gets really loud next to us, huh?
Yeah.
And then if you guys want it, this is our mixing tequila, Padrecito, even though it goes with, it's as good as any tequila out there, but when it's next to its older brother, Padre, it's hard to compete. if I have Patron here, I'd happy to put a heads up.
Yeah.
Then we also have our Mezcal if you guys like smoke.
Yeah.
We'll give it a shot.
Sure. I just
give it a sip.
There you go, man.
Pace yourself. Jamie, you had gotten into mezcal at one point in time with
with Tony. We were drinking mezcals. Just the smoke of it.
Yeah.
So this mezcal is
coming in clear.
This mezcal is called Shaman.
Shaman.
But it's
how's it spelled?
Xiamen.
Shaman. All right.
Shaman.
I love it.
And so you guys are gonna laugh at this. When I went down to Mexico, and this is a great mezcal. It goes for about $150, $160 a bottle. For the big bottle, not the small one.
Yeah. for that one.
So I was like, guys, I know it means something in Spanish, and it's traditional to Mexico and Oaxaca, but us as Americans, we can't say that. No. I mean, might as well call X-Men.
Maybe we screw up Xochimilco.
We screw up. So next year, we're actually developing a mezcal that's more of a drinking mezcal. We're calling it Smoky.
Okay.
To keep it simple. Because I was telling them, I'm like, look, guys, when you drink mezcal, what do you think of if you're just a gringo like us?
Smoke.
And they're like, what? I'm like, smoke.
It's smoke.
Smoky. So
I feel the fire. I feel the fire as the smoke. It's not, and it's not your scotchy, peaty smoke. It's just,
that's all that comes to mind for me.
For when you're doing that?
Yeah.
No,
because
this is not a.
I mean, like I said, I was in Puerto Morales for 5 days last year, and I was all excited to get good tequilas down there, and they're like, oh, drink all the mezcal. Look at all this great mezcal we got. I'm like, more smoky stuff.
Yeah, they're starting to do some more stuff in Mexican culture. I mean, they have whiskey coming up. They have what they call raicilla coming up. They have Sotal coming up.
Wow.
A lot of cool things they're doing down there, but, tequila is still dominant.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the smoky on this. It's not overbearing. Jamie had mentioned the peaty feel.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not peaty. It's smoky. Yeah, it's a different experience for me.
No, Guillermo Hernandez comes to mind, man. Senior Smoke.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
So in that bottle, we actually have half of it is 25-year-old wild agave. In there, 25-year-old wild agave. So mezcals are going to be older.
That was kind of the deal with mezcals is that they were more wild.
Correct.
It was a more wild thing, and then they take it and they bury it and burn it and smoke it.
Depends on the type. I mean, some like Pachuga, they'll burn it with chickens and turkeys.
Oh my God!
I mean, it all depends. But yeah, it's
things we don't want to know.
No,
it's kind of like my wife.
Do we really want to chew on our mezcal? I'm not sure.
Chickens and turkeys. It's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
You know what that's made of, right?
Wow.
And that smoke hangs on.
Yeah, it does.
So you guys want to try the difference now between Padrecito and the others, even though we're going backwards?
Let's
you can say no.
Let's do the whole.
Let's final.
Hey, before this band kicks in about 7 minutes, I think we should get everything we can in.
Yeah.
There's a little song. I can sing along.
Oh, that's right.
The average age of this band is 77 years old.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Oh, no, wait. There's a drummer who's shooting the age curve. I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
He curves it down.
down.
About 65. Curves it down to your average JR listener.
Yeah. JR.
What is it? JR is like
Thank you, sir.
10 plus 5 years, I think.
All right, so this is the Padrecito?
Padrecito. So this is going to run into $45, 45 to 50. So mixable, high-end margaritas and palomas and things like that. Or you can drink it straight, 6-year-old.
Okay.
Palomas are just starting to really catch on around here.
Absolutely.
They weren't a thing 5 years ago.
Correct.
They really weren't.
Correct.
I am seeing Padre on the shelves in stores and restaurants. I do see.
Thank you.
I do see it.
Yeah, we don't have the money.
And now I can see why.
We don't have the money that Don Julio and some of these other big brands do. So that's why we do a lot of these events. It's all about what I call liquid to lips. Yeah. Once people try it, grassroots, they spread the word.
Remember when Absolute was the high-end vodka because it had the back cover of every Playboy magazine, so everyone thought it was the thing?
Absolutely.
And then now we all know it's just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't mix it with stuff.
No.
So.
All right, so I can definitely tell the difference between the Padrecito and
the absolutely. Like the viscosity alone, it's
it's not. Again, I'm not getting a tequila face on it, but that creaminess, less pronounced.
Yes. You're not wrong. You're not wrong on that.
I wouldn't say it's gone completely. It's less pronounced.
Yeah. So if you're a hardcore tequila drinker. Some like the Padrecito a little bit better because they like that bite or like that tequila feel.
That's what they're looking for.
Thank you, because I did get that more tequila bite, if you will. It's not a bad bite in any way, shape, or form.
No.
It's still there.
But with Padre, we're trying to actually get everybody into the category. Bourbon drinkers, cognac drinkers, all types of drinkers, which is easier for them to drink, but you're also going to pay a little bit more.
Fair.
This is more for like mixing, the hardcore tequila drinker that I like Patron. Okay, you like Patron? Here. You know?
Is there a finder on the website for finding where Padre is available, or is it just around and...
It's around a number of states. If they go to our website, at Benchmark even, www.benchmarkbeverage.com, email me, they'll get an email back right from me, and I can tell you what store, what state, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, I haven't been perfectly honest with you guys. My brother, who is a hardcore bourbon drinker, had a bottle of the Padre Azul Añejo, and that was like last Christmas's get into gift. Yeah.
So you've been here before.
I've been. I tasted that stuff. I'm like, and then I saw the laces in the back of the bottle. I'm like, that's absolutely the bottle my brother had.
Yeah.
It's so the Añejo, the bourbon barrel.
The only downside with people when they're trying tequila and starting with Padre is they'll figure out very soon everything else is downhill.
No, that's true. No, that's true. They'll see that bottle of 1800 in the bar, and they're like, "No, I'm not going to drink tequila tonight."
For sure.
All right, Auday.
Hey, thank you guys
Fans
so much.
kicking in. Thank you for sharing this, bringing over the magical case, and
he brought the briefcase. It was amazing.
The case.
Great experience.
Thank you, man.
Thank you guys.
We'll cross paths again, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Cheers.